And now, this is a special time here today. You can help send ill and injured military veterans home for the holidays.
Helping to give quite the gift here. The Warrior Foundation Freedom Station's annual Give-a-thon happening right now. And CBS 8's Chris Grow live at Freedom Station 2 in South Park with how you can help. It's always a lot of energy there.
There's always a lot of energy for a really great cause, and we've been hearing those cowbells, and of course, guys, we're not going to forget about it this time. We're going to be getting those phones ringing. We're going to be getting those cowbells ringing at some point today when those donations come in. The reindeer's very hard at work, 619-578-2615. That is how you make those donations. You can also go to thewarriorfoundation.org for an opportunity there. But we want to speak to the warriors, the people who this is helping, this foundation. So I want to bring in, we've got 3 people to talk to right now. So let's start real quickly with Jim Bettinger here, a POW, Jim. So real quickly, if you could, the Warrior Foundation, how it is that you became involved.
I was driving to work one day and I heard Rick Roberts and Sandy on the radio announce that if you wanted to give money to send our wounded warriors home for Christmas, you had to make the check out to the San Diego Council Navy League. At the time, I was the president. And I said, what? That's news to me. When I got to the office, I had 2 phone calls from Sandy, and then I realized we have to do it that way because they don't want to go through and create their own not-for-profit. And that's how we really got started. But in any case, we went on to do some other things that made it run well.
To do all this great work, to help people like, of course, we've got Brian and we've got Mike by us. When you see them, the next generation of veterans, what does that bring for you?
Well, Mike shows overcoming adversity. With his physical loss of his left hand, he was able to learn a sport that he really liked, snowboarding, and he became an Olympic disabled or challenged athlete, as we say. And in any case, that's wonderful. And I can't say enough of...
Can't say enough about these guys, right?
Well, Mike is tremendous. Yeah. And so, what's your first name again? Brian. And how long have you been injured with the Warrior Foundation?
Since 2016. So when I got out of the Marines, I was a little unsure what I was going to do, where I was going to go, everything like that. But I did know that there's a lot of opportunities in San Diego, especially for veterans getting out. But what I also knew about San Diego is what all of us probably know is San Diego is not inexpensive. And there's no way I could afford to live here and take advantage of those opportunities. And so I was planning to move back to Nevada, back to my family where I'm from. But that was when the hospital introduced me to Sandy and the foundation, who then gave me that opportunity to live at Freedom Station 1 for about a year and got me on my feet. Now I own property in San Diego. I have my own company and, you know, been to USD, got 2 degrees from there. So Warrior Foundation really gave me that stepping stone to catch my feet in the transition.
And then, of course, for you, Mike, I mean, we were just talking about, obviously, the amazing accomplishments you were able to do on the board. For you, you hear, again, about Brian's story, you hear about Jim, and all of the great work that happens. Do you think it would have been possible without the Warrior Foundation?
No, it definitely, like, none of our stories would have been possible without it. Like, I know whenever I was getting out, transitioning and everything like that, just trying to figure out, you know, because, like, with the amputee or anything like that, it's so quick and sudden. Like, you have this plan of, like, oh, I'm going to do this for another, like, 15 years, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, you're not. You're like, well, I haven't been thinking about this. What do I do now?
Right.
And so having somewhere to land and kind of like kick thoughts around with your brothers and sisters, with going through the same thing, it just opens up so many other doors. So
incredible stories all around. Thank you guys so much for sharing. And we're going to send things back to you, Eric and Netta. But before we do, again, warriorfoundation.org. Again, 619-578-2615. That's how you can give. This is an important cause for this time of the year, but this is a foundation 365 days a year that it operates.